Hey you folks, my name is Pravus and welcome one last time to Vampire Survivors. This game remains one of my kind of guilty pleasures. I still think it's one of the best value games on Steam, and it really deserves your attention right now because a new DLC released just a couple of weeks ago called Ode to Castlevania. Yes, the Belmonts have arrived in Vampire Survivors, and honestly, knowing that this game was really heavily inspired by Castlevania when it first came out some years ago, it really is kind of cool seeing that it's come full circle, and now it officially does have a partnership with Konami. Very, very cool. Besides that, though, this DLC is absolutely massive, and we're gonna jump into it today. Now, this DLC includes all of the Belmonts from the games, plus the Morris clan and a host of other supporting characters, including Alucard, Hector, Maria Renard, my least favorite character. And I think at least some of these names will be recognizable to people, even if you haven't played all of the games. Trevor and Richter, of course, the best known right now, thanks to Netflix. But the character that is the most nostalgic for me, of course, is going to be Simon Belmont, and that's who we have to play with today. So let's get started on the new Ode to Castlevania map. And here we go. Now, Simon's whip is not the flashiest of all the Belmonts in this DLC, at least not initially. It looks pretty standard. Don't you worry, though. It's quite strong, and when I find other whips, like the good old-fashioned alchemy whip, heck yes, then I'll pick it up so I can show you guys. Now, does this feel a little bit more familiar? Anyone who grew up with a Castlevania game immediately is going to recognize some of this stuff, and it feels super-duper nostalgic for me. In fact, if we can go for a whip-only build in this particular one, I will do so. How the heck Simon is supposed to wield 6 whips at once? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. By the way, I need to pause for a second so you can hear this music. Does that feel nostalgic for anyone? Because it sure as frick does for me. That is Simon's theme from Super Castlevania 4. And that is the first Castlevania game that I ever played since I did grow up in the Super Nintendo era. That does date me a little bit, but gosh dang was it a fun game. Don't get me wrong, it was hard. Not as hard as maybe like Castlevania 1, but it was freaking awesome. Dark and gothic and scary as a kid, and I can still barely beat it today as an adult. But man, I did love it. I loved it so gosh dang much. All right, before I geek out any further, let's go ahead and take a look at the map because I want to show you a few things. So this map is huge. Like, huge. Like, I keep zooming out and it's huge. Keep going, keep going. This is half the map. I can't even show you anymore, and it's half the map. Now, all these red skulls right here represent different bosses in this game, which are all derived from the original Castlevania series of games, and you might recognize a few of them as we progress here. It is physically impossible to get through this entire map and all of these bosses within the 30 minutes you have, which means this DLC is intentionally set up in such a way that you'll start with Leon and you have to actually progress through this castle generation by generation, which I think is a phenomenal little tribute to the original Castlevania games and their generation-long struggle to kill Dracula and banish him from the world once and for all, which I think has officially happened in the series at this point. I can't remember. Did Julius officially kill Dracula for good and ever? I think maybe he did, but then there's like all these other spin-off games that happened with Soya and I don't know. It's been a long time since I played a proper Castlevania game, and honestly, I think a lot of the newer ones are just less interesting to me. I am very much an OG kind of a guy. You give me the original Castlevania and I'm going to be happy. But let's go and find one of these bosses so I can show you what this is going to look like. Yeah, you see these giant alchemical runes? Step on this, and that summons the boss. Let's go ahead and whip him to death. I don't remember where this boss comes from. Was this Ramba of Blood? Might have been. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Symphony of the Night. I don't know. There are a lot of really good games. I don't like all the Castlevania games, all right? I mean, I think that 1, 3, and 4 are probably my favorites. Symphony of the Night is good. Really hard to say no. That is a well-done game. A lot of people like Dracula X. I don't really care too much about it, but some people do. I'm not going to pick this up yet, by the way. I can get this for free. So let's just keep getting some additional upgrades on my other whips. I do want to find the candelabra if I can, by the way. That would be worth a fair bit. Just because it increases the size of my whip attack and stuff like that. But for now, we're doing really well. Let's just go ahead and harvest all this XP, and then we're going to make a beeline directly for the castle. We didn't have to stop over here. This was completely optional, but I did this just so I could show you one of the bosses. Let's go ahead and pop back around. God, I love listening to this music. I really do. This is going to be a nerd fest, okay? This particular video, it's less about whether, like, this is a very good DLC, and more to do with the fact that I just freaking love that Castlevania actually is in this. And Castlevania, I could be wrong, but I feel like they've been doing a lot more stuff lately as far as partnering with different games. Like, they had, actually, Simon Belmont himself in V Rising at some point recently, which, by the way, phenomenal game. If you have not played V Rising, that was one of the best games I played in a long, long time. And fighting against Simon Belmont as a vampire, that felt good. I was just like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It was so good. By the way, if you are trying to first get started in this DLC, all right, you will not have a Belmont unlocked. This is where you get it. Leon Belmont's coffin will be right here, fight off the defenders, and you will be able to unlock him. Let's go ahead and grab this, by the way. This is going to give me some more revives, plus it evolves with the alchemical whip to create the vampire killer. Oh, we got lucky. All right, triple upgrades. We'll go ahead and pick those up. The faster, of course, we can scale up, the better. Lightning Ring, I do like this, but I said I'm going to go for the Max Whip build. It's not necessarily the best, all right? Lightning Ring would have been a very, very good pickup for a bit of longer range damage. But this is going to be freaking fun. There we go, Candelabrador. I'll pick that up now so I can boost up the size of my whips and also secure a future evolution. All right, let's go into Castlevania itself. Dracula's castle, surrounded by the nightmares. Creatures of the night. Oh, God, they're just everywhere. No, it's fine. By the way, if you have not seen Vampire Survivors before and somehow you're on this video, and I don't know why you would be, but if you have been, be aware that the map is going to get a little bit hectic, and if you have a bit of a seizure, problem, don't watch this video, okay? I consider this to be your seizure warning, but we're doing fine here. So we're walking into the castle. The castle's huge. We're working our way over toward one of the first bosses that we are going to find here. You can, at some point, unlock skips. And I will show you that because, as I said, it is physically impossible to get through this entire map in one generation. It's set up in such a way, though, once you get to certain milestones, checkpoints, that you will be able to teleport further along into the map, and that means that you can pick it up with the future generations without too much issue. So we just summoned another boss. It's going to be a giant bat. I mean, what's a bat? What's a bat to me? Absolutely nothing. The garlic would be good, but I'm not going to do that. Just keep boosting up my wind whip. I really was hoping to find the crown early on. Simon's special feature is his whip gets stronger and with growth, which is basically XP generation. Anything that boosts up your XP is going to be good for us. Notice that this Medusa couldn't get anywhere close to me, but there we go. I don't know. I don't remember. Hang on real quick. I need to look up what the evolutions are to make sure I'm not going to mess up my potential whips. Okay, so yeah, so Empty Tome does not match up with anything, so we'll do a quick reroll and just boost up our alchemical whip a little bit further, get ourselves some treasure and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just gonna be great. I'll try to breeze through some of this if I can, get some additional projectiles. Can't really go wrong with any of that. Spell Strike, I love getting this upgraded, but we're not gonna do that. I'm sticking to the whip theme, sticking to the Belmonts, dang it. Many generations of whips, all in Simon's hands. Simon's a badass. He's a stinking badass, and we love him. By the way, there's little things in this DLC, like the door design right here, like that right there. Like, that's from some of the different, like, later games. There's just so much attention to detail in this particular map mod in order to really kind of pay homage to Castlevania. And I think that's one of the reasons I just love this DLC, and I wanted to show it off for you guys, because I'm genuinely a geek about this stuff. I really, really am. Another boss down. We'll just go ahead and pick this up. That was not one of the special ones, but that's good. We are ready for an evolution. If we can get the alchemical whip up, we could get another one. I'll just go ahead and max out that wind whip for now. Now, I'm not worried about the fact that I haven't found the crown, because I will be able to force that to appear for me in just a minute. And that's obviously going to be good for me, because 8% more XP right off the bat. The more level ups I get, just the better. You know, we want to be nice and strong. Now, one thing I will say, as far as like a goal in this map, it's not just to get to the end of Castlevania. By the way, here's the kind of secret entrance to get into this little thing right here. We gotta choose our extra passive weapon. I'm gonna go for the crown. There we go. Now I've secured an evolution potential. Anyway, no, if you are playing this and you have kind of like an end goal, right? Your goal is ultimately to get all the way to the top of the clock tower. Hang on, we just saw an Arcana spawn up here. I need to go get this. Your goal there, yeah, get to the clock tower. But if you can get to the clock tower, as Richter specifically, who is the hardest Belmont to unlock, but if you can do it, you unlock something really, really cool. I won't spoil what that thing is, all right? Because it's honestly the best ending to this game that I think could possibly have happened. And I say ending seriously, because if you have actually, seen a spoiler, I think you know what I'm talking about here. I think this might be the last DLC for Vampire Survivors. It would just make sense based on what ends up happening here. And honestly, what an ending, right? If you can pay tribute to what was the ultimate inspiration for this game and kind of kicked off its entire theme, Like, that's just freaking cool, all right? Props to the developer for being able to do this in the first place. This game is really, like, quite an achievement in so many ways. Not only is it, like, actually affordable and cheap for, like, what you get in Steam. Like, there's so much replayability in this game. It's amazing. But, like, I don't know. This guy, like, one guy just decided, you know, he hated all the kind of gambling features and stuff that he was creating for, like, mobile games. It was like, screw it. I'm going to create a fun game. And he did, and he sold it for super cheap. And it was, like, really, really fun. Like, that's awesome, dude. It really is. I could go for the attract orb right here. If I do, I'm limited to a very specific whip that I need to find, but I'm okay with that because it helps me level up a little bit faster. We have another boss, by the way, the giant Medusa head. Let's go ahead and whack this thing down. We're past the 10-minute mark. I should be able to get some evolutions on my weapons now. So we're about to see a bit of a power spike. I'm kind of surprised I haven't found any additional whips yet. This is the original whip. This is not the one that I want. Let's re-roll there. Sonic whip? I don't think so. That's like the one whip I don't like. Let's re-roll again. No. All right, we'll just go ahead and boost up the crown for now. Can't keep wasting all of my re-rolls, but yeah, I don't really care. There we go. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves that evolution. So this is... Which one is this? Is this the upgrade for Daybreaker Tip? Yes. This is the upgrade for, I think it's Christopher Belmont's whip in this case. So we're going to have some new effects on that one now, which is pretty cool. You know, nothing too crazy, but pretty cool. I did see another boss down over there. We'll get that in a second. Just need to draw it out a little bit more. Come over here, try to kill that thing. It's going to give me another evolution. Let's actually go over here real quick because there's some more bosses that we can fight, and I want to show you a few more. These ones... Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't explosive tips. I'm wrong. This whip is going to create those little light bows and arrows and stuff shooting across the map. It's pretty decent for some area clear. Really not that bad. But there we go. Oh, we have 2 bosses on the map now. All right, that's fine. I'll have 4 in a minute. This alchemical rune will be used to spawn 2 more bosses. And let's get the second one, and there we go. You recognize these guys? If you played the Castlevania games, they should. They're from Super Castlevania 4, plus a couple others, I think. This is a pretty common enemy that appears multiple times, which is pretty darn cool. The art is very much exactly what I would want to see it be. Come on, somebody's got to die. Somebody's got to die. Give me my vampire killer. I want it. I want it so badly. That'll do. Let's get over here and grab this. Should be an evolution for us. That's not the vampire killer. That is the upgrade to Simon's. That is the Spirit Tornado, which means we're now going to have some spirits that go around and collect all of the XP gems for me, which is nice. Jet Black Whip. Let's go ahead and unlock another one. I'm not opposed to that. That sounds great. Almost done dealing with these bosses. Come on. Come on. Look how big these whips are, by the way. This is why I like getting things like the Candelabrador. All right, now Vampire Killer. Here we go. The upgrade to Leon Belmont's whip. The original, the one that gets passed down. This one basically is a boss melter. That's the entire point of it. So if I can turn around and actually face this guy and start hitting it, there we go. Sunlight. Do all that extra damage, and it just absolutely obliterates. Love this thing. Always worth having. All right, let's go ahead and keep making some more progress. I don't need any of this. The Stone Mask is the evolution I would need for the Jet Black Whip, so we'll go ahead and just lock that in. I don't really care about getting the extra gold. That's not important to me. But, I mean, getting an evolution unlocked is not a bad thing. So, okay. Let's just go ahead and start rushing through to the next area. That is going to take me... I guess we could actually go to this gate. But I don't want to do that. I want to show you the doppelganger fight, which is this away. Let's go ahead and boost up that attractor a bit further so I can just make sure that as I run, I can go. We've only got 13 minutes left, and I barely explored anything in this castle. I mean, it really is freaking huge. It's so gosh dang big. I don't know how long it would take to walk through the entire thing, but it's freaking more than 30 minutes, let alone everything you have to kill along the way. It's actually really impressive. I think in total there's, I want to say 30 bosses in the game. And I have beaten 14 or so of them. So, like, even though I have played this for quite a while and I've unlocked 7 out of the 8 Belmonts that are available, I've barely made any progress. I got so much further to go. Alucard's Sword, really good weapon if you can get it unlocked all the way and evolved. Otherwise, not so great IMO, so we're just going to skip that sucker. Let's keep going down over here. I need to get these evolutions. Not worried about my health yet. There is quite a lot of floor chicken available in this map, which is only appropriate since it is, you know, Castlevania. Yeah, let's do another reroll. I really don't want any of that. All right, we'll just go ahead and grab the upgrade to the Jet Black Whip. That's fine, that's fine. Keep going, keep going. We're going to go up and around this way. There are a few bosses that are missing in this from Super Castlevania 4, which makes me a little sad, but it's not like this game is entirely inspired by Castlevania 4, right? There's a lot of different games that are represented here. I mean, I think that literally every single Castlevania game is represented in this DLC in some way or another, which again is very impressive to me. It means the developer really knew his source material. Like, there's obscure stuff. The fact that Sonya Belmont is even one of the playable characters in this is actually kind of impressive to me, because she's not a very well-known character. Dragon Water Whip, that's one of the ones I wanted. That is Trevor Belmont's weapon. Not necessarily the best thing in the world, but it's going to evolve with the stuff that I already got. So that's locked in. One more whip to go and be good. Now, this is where things are weird, right? I can't go up anymore. I can jump. We just went to kind of like an actual Metroidvania platform for a brief moment. Let's see if we can kill this Minotaur real quick before he gets too much closer to me. Come on. Come on, die, please. All right, we're just going to jump over you. Okay, that didn't work perfectly, but it's fine. It's fine. There we go. He dropped something. All right, I was going to ignore you, but now we're not going to. Grab the level up. I don't really care much about the stone mask. That is irrelevant. It's fine. Another little boss. We don't really care. Here comes another fight. Notice that the clock has just stopped for a minute because our doppelganger, Shadow Simon, is about to pop out over here. And we don't have access to most of my weapons, weirdly enough. It actually is only using one weapon at a time. He's also going to be doing things like throwing knives and rune tracers and stuff at me. He's actually a fairly dangerous little boss, but the longer we fight him, we will start getting more of our weapons, and then we can start properly dealing with him. So I'm going to mostly just try to stay away for a moment and keep jumping so that I don't get hit by his knives and stuff like that. There we go. Starting to do a bit more damage. The Wind Whip is now coming online. No big deal. There we go. Just keep jumping. He's trying to do stuff to me. I don't appreciate it. Don't appreciate none at all. This is weird, by the way, because I don't think they had ever done a, like, 2D thing for Vampire Survivors. I say 2D, I mean like gravity, like you can't walk up, stuff like that, right? That didn't used to be a thing in Vampire Survivors, but there's at least like 2 or 3 different areas in the Castlevania map where that does happen, which I think is pretty cool. Another Arcana, let's go ahead and unlock this. I don't know if there's anything here that's really going to be useful to me, because we went for all whips. Well, the Jail of Crystal, we could freeze enemies. Yeah, we could just do that, I suppose. But I could also re-roll and try to get one of the other ones. I'll just stick with this. It's fine. There is an Arcana card that would bring all dropped items to me, including, like, some of the hidden chests, the silver and the gold ring. You know, stuff that's really powerful, but kind of introduces some really dangerous bosses that you then have to fight. I'm just going to ignore that for right now. We don't need to go for a very super try-hard build. I'm just going to go for a fun build. Fun builds are what matters, right? More than anything else. We like having fun in this game. All right, come on, melt this boss, melt this boss. No, stop wasting my time with that. I could go for the regular whip, but we're going to keep looking for something new. Ah, frick, it's like Maria Renard's like cats. Screw that. Frickin' do not like Maria Renard. I do not like her. I've never liked her. All right? I don't know why. There's a reason I think that for me, a lot of the later Castlevania games kind of fell off, and this is a bias of mine. Oh, I almost died. Frick me. This is a bias of mine. I fully recognize this. But the more anime style that a game becomes, the less interested in it that I am. That is just a rule for me in almost all games that I've ever played. And I feel like after Super Castlevania 4, it just increasingly kind of became that for Castlevania. They can be good games. Like Symphony of the Night is a great game. But I really don't feel like I want to see some freaking anime characters in my Castlevania. I wanted dark and gritty. That's what I was looking for. So I just always feel super duper disappointed. And it's not that I hate anime. I mean, I do hate some anime. Don't get me wrong. Like, anime can be absolutely cringe at times. It deserves that sometimes. But as an art form, it's fine. I like it. I like watching lots of anime. Heck, I even like the Netflix series for Castlevania. At least the, the first 2 seasons were pretty good. I never liked Nocturne, though. Never really thought that was very good with Richter. But Maria, man, God, I don't know why. I hated her forever. I've always hated that freaking 14-year-old girl. She ruined so much stuff for me, in my opinion. All right, let's go ahead and work our way toward one of the templates. And by the way, the show Nocturne, I think that also reinforced my hatred for Maria. I just hate her as a character. I just do. The stupid, like, in the first freaking episode, as she's trying to, like, stir up the French Revolution. Liberty, equality, fraternity. Frick you. Frick you, Maria. Nobody likes you. I don't know. This is just a me thing. All right, so you see these gates right here. These are the checkpoints. As you defeat certain bosses, you'll be able to unlock keys to get through these. Walk through them, and you get further along in the castle. So all of a sudden, we just bypassed all these bosses, and now we are over here. Can I get to Carmilla? Let's go ahead and try. I haven't fought Carmilla yet, but I do believe that she is one of the bosses over in this direction. Actually, I don't see her rune here. Maybe not. I thought she was right here. Now let's walk over here anyway. I'm gonna find out. I want to find out what's over here. But this actually can give you a little look at the rest of the map, because now we're further along. And actually, I'm missing the top half of it, because I'm pretty sure if you go up here... Or maybe this is the clock tower. Is this the clock tower? I think this is it, actually. But there's more to the map than just what I'm seeing here. And there's more to it. Some of it's hidden from me right now. Which is fine, which is fine. Carmilla? You up here? No. Maybe I have to unlock her in some way. I don't know. There's a lot more in this DLC that I'm still actively trying to find. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just cool, man. It's just cool. What can I say? I freaking love this DLC. I've always liked Vampire Survivors. It's just so dang fun to me. This is one of those arcade games you can run into that's semi-mindless. Like, I'm usually pretty good. I can play this on a very fast, like, hyper speed and usually do really well. Sometimes you put together a really good build. Sometimes you don't. But it always just lets you kind of, like, keep jumping into it further and further. You're like, you know, I lost a run, but I'll just go ahead and try another one. It's all good. All right, I don't know if I can get to this boss over here in time. We can try. Let's just go ahead and try. If I don't, so be it. We might have to do another run real quick as somebody else. Keep getting that Dragon Water Whip up there. I haven't gotten a 6th whip yet, which is kind of surprising me, and I'm running out of rerolls, so we're not as powerful as I should be. Seriously, I should go for different weapons, ones that have a bit more reach than just a Belmont Whip, all right? These are okay. They're very good weapons, but they pair up really well with other stuff, and I'm literally gimping myself here in order to just have fun with it. But come on! Look how many whips there are! It's cool! All right, keep leveling up that Dragon Water Whip. We're getting slowed down a little bit. These guys have a lot of health. I'm very close to death. I don't know that I'm going to find any chicken in time. If I die, there's some chicken. Hello. If I die, not a big deal. We have a couple of revives, but I'd really prefer to get a little bit further along. 2 minutes is all I've got, though. I don't think we're going to get there in time. I don't think we are. It's okay, though. It's okay, though. Let's just keep it going for the moment. Getting a little bit flashy on the screen here. Now, I don't think that I really got as much value out of things like Simon's Whip as I would have liked. I think the developer did Simon dirty by giving him what I think is maybe one of the weaker whips in this. The Alchemical Whip is freaking great, though. Gotta love that. All right, we can just go up. I got 1 minute to see who the next boss even would be. I don't even know who it is. I haven't gotten this far before. This is a completely new thing for me. But we're getting swarmed pretty bad. We're getting swarmed really bad, in fact. Oh, God. I just got the dang freaking regular whip and upgraded it. I could have gotten a healing. I have no self-healing right now, and that's a big part of why I'm struggling so much. We're close. We're close. Ah, I died. All right, hang on. Hang on. It's fine, it's fine. We gotta revive. We gotta revive for a reason, right? That's why we have revives. We'll make use of it. If I can get one more evolution, that'd be great, too. We're close. We're really close. Frick me. All right, reroll one more time. All right, we did not get our... Fine, I'll get the cross. And I died again. Hang on! We got one more revive. Keep it going. Keep it going. 20 seconds. Keep going. Walking up is terrible. We are playing with a whip that mostly shoots from side to side. Going up is going to be painful. There's just no way around it. And I barely didn't make it. Gosh dang it. All right, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. I'll revive one more time. Come on. Walk, walk, walk. Faster, faster. What do we got? Dang it. Dang it, death. I got that close. Literally that close. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, you can defeat that death. It is totally possible. That is not death. There is, in fact, actual death from Castlevania in this map. But that was not it. All right, let's do one more quick run. Who should I play with? Do I play as Alucard? Oh, frick it. People want to see Alucard. I don't like Alucard in this that much, but we'll just go ahead and give it a go. Maybe I get lucky this time around. All right, here we go. The good thing about Alucard is he's fast. He just has a really short-range stabbing weapon, and this is why I don't like it that much. It's just not that great, in my opinion. Pretty rough to get started. You can do stuff with it. It levels up really, really well at some point, but for what I'm doing, not so much. All right, let's just go ahead and, I'm going to go up this direction. Let's see if we can find ourselves another boss. The Behemoth, I believe, is up over this way, which I can't remember which one that's from. That might be from Dracula X or Rondo of Blood. Maybe not. Maybe that came from one of the later ones, though. I just want to find out. This guy's fast, though. Alucard, if there's any character who has a chance at actually getting through a lot of the castle by speedrunning it, this guy can do it. He really can. He's quite fast. Here's the rune. What do we find? There it is. Ah, I remember you. I don't remember what boss you are exactly. I just recognize you. You're just this big, ugly half-creature thing. Whatever the frick you are. Let's get the lightning ring. I guess it's fine. Go ahead and start doing some damage. Clear things off the map. That is what got me killed last time. I couldn't clear things off the map farther away, and I really wish that I could have. Would have been great. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let's just go ahead and stab this guy to death. Pew, pew, poke, poke. There we go. Little pokey pokes. There we go. Finally, this thing dies. That took too long. We do get Rock Riot, though. Fires projectiles from a fixed location. I don't think I want to take that weapon. I think it does take one of my weapon slots. I might be wrong on that. Maybe it doesn't. There are a lot of spell books. In fact, even when you think you've defeated this DLC, right? I won't tell you who the final villain is. I won't show you how all that works, all right? But, when you do finally defeat the final boss in this map, that then unlocks like a whole bunch more characters. I'm trying to remember how many characters are in this DLC. It might be like 30. Like, there's so much. I'm not even kidding. There is so freaking much. It's amazing. Let's go ahead and make use of the church over here to try and do a quick skip further into the castle. Taking a lot of damage to get out of there. We popped out over here. Okay, so I think the giant bat is to my left. We're just going to go over here to the right. And we'll get up over here. We're going to grab the secret armoire over here. I guess I don't mind getting myself the duplicator. That'll secure a future evolution while also boosting up my immediate attack power, so it can only be a good thing. And I'm actually going to go back down to the teleporter that was this direction, now that I picked that up. Just a quick little pit stop because we can teleport ourselves further along and see if we can find a couple more bosses to show off for you guys. I don't remember, by the way, which game those little heart things are from. I think they just increase, like, your damage, and they also give you, like, some passive regen or something like that, which is pretty good. You can't go wrong with that. It's really solid. All right, here we go. Popping up into this section of the castle. So if I go up and around, we can find ourselves another boss, maybe the Puppet Master or something like that, which would be great. Still have not got a lot of offensive power, though. I'm telling you, I do not like Alucard's starting weapon at the beginning of the game. It really slows you down. Do I want to get the Wind Whip again? No, I really don't think that the Wind Whip is going to do me as much good this time around. It's great if you have the crown already, but if you don't have the crown, I think it's just not going to do me much. At this point, the regular whip would do even more for me, and I could eventually level that up with a Hollow Heart to have some sort of a passive regen. And that is the thing that's killing me right now, is I don't have enough natural regen. You can fix that with certain kinds of weapons, and you'll learn this the more you play the game. Right, the weapon evolves into something that absorbs health. The garlic can level up into something that absorbs health. Like, that's all good. It's all really good. I don't have anything like that right now, though. Garlic is one of my personal favorite weapons in the game, though it's quite strong. Still going the right way? I think we are, so let's take a right. There we go. And there is a really long gauntlet after this boss, and that's kind of one of the hardest things to get through in this game to get to the next checkpoint, because you have to wait a long time. I'll show you what that means in just a minute. Let's get down over here. I think the boss I'm looking for will be down and just to the right. We should find ourselves another alchemical rune. Nice little bit of regen right before he spawns. That's good. There's the rune. I knew it. All right, go ahead and pick you up. That big sucker right there. I don't remember what this guy is called. He's a bit creepstakes, though. I don't like him. I don't like the cut of his jib. Very creepy. Very Castlevania-y. I probably should qualify a little bit more the fact that I say I don't really like much of the animification of different games. I think the reason it doesn't really work for me so much is, one, I have a hard time at some point taking the art style very seriously with the over-exaggerated features, the stupid hair, all that stuff, right? It just never has worked for me. Unless I'm specifically watching an anime. Then I expect it. Pokemon's fine. I know what that freaking gonna be. Castlevania, though, I think needs to be, like, dark and gritty dark fantasy, not, like, kind of silly over-the-top anime. That's just for me. Also, you just have, like, the very posturing dialogue, and oh my god, we're getting surrounded. Frick me! Get me out! Get me out! Get me out! Holy cram! Oh my god! Okay, we may be in some trouble here. I don't know how these guys just spawn like crazy. I don't have anywhere really to go. Well, okay, I take that back. That helps. A little bit. Not enough. We may be dead here, actually. This is what I get for criticizing anime, apparently. But yeah, the posturing dialogue and stuff, the over-the-top, like, animations and splash effects on the screen. I have nowhere to go here. How do we get hit by this many enemies all at once? This didn't happen last time. He might spawn that many. I might be wrong on that. Maybe he spawns them. I don't know. A big part of that is, again, I just don't think that I can ever really get a start with Alucard. He's really hard to get started unless you get some really good weapons to follow up. But the fact that you have people like Hector and Shanoa and stuff like that in this game, it's just a really cool tribute. There is so much to this that feels like a labor of love for Castlevania, and it really does pay homage in a really, really good way. In the future, though, I will continue playing this. I gotta get myself to Richter Belmont on this account, get him unlocked so I can go for the final showdown. I won't show it off for you guys, but if you want to look it up, I think it's really cool. I think it's really, really cool. I think it's the final DLC for this game, and it's a phenomenal ending. Just so good to what was ultimately a genre-defining game for the gaming world. I mean, think about how many Survivors clones were created based on the success of this game. Like, it really kicked off a whole new thing, and I know a lot of them are overdone, but like, this game really is still quite good in my opinion to this day. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't really make this for like any particular reason for the channel. I'm just a fan, and I wanted to show it off. If you guys want to learn more for yourself, there will be a link in the description down below. Otherwise, I would ask you to hit that like button. Leave a comment telling me why I'm wrong about animification of games. Subscribe, of course, if you dare, and I will see you guys next time.